Oh no. Let's get it. What's going on, world? You're rocking with the young man Nuke, and this is Fresh Radio, where I bring you family, revolution, edutainment, spirituality, health, and hip hop, all in one show. So yeah, I'm coming at y'all. This is kind of like my afternoon. I ain't gonna hold you up. I am trying to get things together. I have a very important surgical procedure coming up for my son, my baby boy. He's actually for anyone who knows, and I'm not the one who to totally explain it to you. I know what's going on, but like I said, I'm not the one to explain it to you. But my son has enlarged adenoids, and they're causing him to, one, stop breathing at night, and two, he snores louder than your grandfather. And I've been on the case since the top of the year. I've been actually on the case since the bottom of last year, but the top of the year, I've definitely been on the case, and I've been trying to set up appointments and get him the proper care and proper procedures. And I had an appointment set for this surgery a few weeks back. Unfortunately, believe it or not, their mother just totally destroyed that. And I will take my what is it? I will admit my wrongdoings in the matter, because I didn't fully inform her of the times, but I did let her know that he had an appointment that was coming up, and man, we won't even go into that. At the end of the day, I was with baby boy all day. His first appointment was at 9, and we went and we got talked and talked to and led astray. I gotta wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, dog, so he can be at his appointment at his surgery is supposed to be at 5:45, and during all the ins and outs, it's only supposed to take a half hour, but we won't be leaving until around about 12. So it's an all day thing, and then he's gonna be out of school for all the week following. So even right now, prayer for my baby boy. Send your prayers up, and well wishes, positive thoughts, and all of those things. I definitely want y'all to just keep him in your mind frame, for sure, for sure. He went to after that he went to go get his blood drawn, and that was an interesting thing, man. He's only 5 years old. He's turning 6 a little bit later this year, but man, the lady pricked his hand and his arm, and he was like, what happened? And he was sitting there, but he was just more so, it hurt, but he was just more so trying to figure out what was going on. I'm telling him to look in my eyes, and he looking in my eyes, and then, it was wild. But, super duper trooper my son is, and he made it through. So, honestly, I took majority of my morning away, and I ended up going to the gym a little later than I normally do. And, I got it in. I actually went on the treadmill. I walked my little half mile, 15 minutes. I want to start getting, my main thing right now is cardio. I'm coming back in the frame and building up. I don't want to say I'm building up my muscle, but I'm definitely just building up my endurance and, my stamina, so that I can get back into, like I said, get back into form. It's been a while since I've been on stage. And even saying that, it's just been a while since I've been physical, dog, man. Coming out of the divorce, coming out of the marriage, we'll say it like that. Coming out of the marriage, I am trying to get back to where I once was before the marriage, and while I was in the marriage, I wasn't allowed to work out, believe it or not. I was told I was getting sexy for other people that were outside of the household, which, we're not even going to get into that. But, we'll say that certain people will get into your head. Don't, no, we'll say this. Don't allow people to disrupt what you got going on for you. You dig? That's we'll say it like that, man. That's key lesson, ma'am. So yeah, just trying to get back into to shape. I am in a nice shape. I'm just not. I don't feel like I'm healthy. You dig? I don't feel like I'm in the prime that I could be. I am coming into my 40s. So you dig? Like I want to close out my 39 year with going to the doctor, getting my physicals and getting my mentals and all of those things set up. I am actually, right after I get off of here, I'm going to set up a therapy session, a therapist session, and I need to set up some dental sessions, and then yeah, we're moving forward like that. This is just it is the season. 'Tis the season for all of the the necessaries. We'll say it that way. And I am really trying to just make sure that as I have this time, I want to make sure that I am allotting this time for the benefit and the betterment of my progeny. Yeah, just like that. So, yeah, we just making it sure, making it. I don't know, whatever. I'm real tired. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Not only the gym, but man, just not being able to sleep. My son snores that loud that it's disruptive to my sleep, and I have to go to sleep to him snoring. And sometimes I wake up to him suffocating on his own spit because he just can't breathe. So that's stressful as a parent. And I'm just glad that he will be getting better, and this isn't something that he'll have to continue dealing with through the course of his life. As long as I'm alive, I'm gonna monitor what's going on with all of my children. But at this point, I just want to make sure that he is being the most optimal of the optimists. You dig? And I maybe let me turn down this cellular device because I don't want to be disrupted like that. It's crazy that I finally figured out how to make this thing rock the way that I want it to rock, and moving forward, getting my scruples together, yada yada dig, making it easy and efficient for when I decide to start doing the new. You dig? So this is still all a test. I if you listen to the previous episode, you'll know that I am. It's a work in progress, and now I'm being progressive in the nature of actually doing these every day. I have something different to talk about every day, and I will continue to have something different to talk about every day because every day for me is not the same. That's a friend on Facebook. She posted something like, man, the people that are crazy about you are really crazy. And I shared a story with her, and she was like, man, you've got some stories. And I'm like, yeah, I got a life. I've lived life. And honestly, every day is different for me. I am a creature of habit, and I do follow a habitual routine. But in the same breath, just because I got a routine does not mean that the world around me has the same routine, and I have to deal with that. And there are so many variables that come into play, and it just brings difference to my day. So yeah, with that being the case, I want to say that I am going to be watching this Netflix series called Pantheon, Pantheon. I just started episode 1. I mean, it seems like something I might be able to get into. I think my daughter might want to get into it though, but we'll see. I was recommended this anime through a video I seen actually today, and it was basically saying that this is one of the videos that or episodes, excuse me. This is one of the I don't watch this type of stuff. I don't watch TV like that, but I just need to get in the habit of unwinding. So this is the type of series that it taps into what we got going on, and I say we as far as this generation. I don't know if I'm a millennial or a Generation Xer, or I just know I'm a human going through this experience. And I was born in the '80s, so whatever you extrapolate from that's what it is. But the main object is to assimilate. Or not assimilate, absorb information and assimilate it into my character being, take from the good and extrapolate the bad, and or expel the bad and go from there. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with this show Pantheon. I'm just going to check it out and see what's going on in the very first 20 minutes or 15 minutes of the show. It's interesting. They really jumped into it and got the ball rolling. So yeah, if you hear me talk about that, just chime in. I'm not saying I expect you to chime in, but I would like for you to chime in and see what's going on. I also want to get into book reading. I used to be an avid reader. Man, I used to crush a book every couple of days, like for real, like 150, 200 page book. Can read that in a couple of days, like for real. And it just, just life swung me away from. I'll tell you like this: having a cell phone is a detriment to everything, because I instead of picking up the book and reading 10 pages, I will scroll through and read 32 posts, and I would read a long post, and and I won't read no pages on a book. So like, yeah, at this point, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to break back into reading. I have purchased a plethora of books over the years, and I haven't even cracked some of them open. So a friend of mine gave me a book about complex post-traumatic stress syndrome, and I need to take heed to that. It's actually a workbook, and I think that having that book and going to therapy will work hand in hand. So yeah, that's one thing that I will be doing. And hold on, yeah, I guess that wasn't meant for me. But yeah, just want to do that. So like, if you got any book recommendations, I don't really too much care for fiction. Like I like the stories from what I've heard, the stories in fiction are life lessons, but in the same breath, I don't care too much for learning life lessons at this point. I want to be taught. I want to add to my skill set. There are a couple life lesson books I got over there, but like in the same breath, they're fiction for the purpose of being fiction, with the life lessons tied into it. I don't know. I don't want to read Twilight. I don't want to read The Lord of the Rings, if that makes sense. Like I'd rather read The Alchemist, but I used to own The Alchemist, and I have yet to. I don't even know where the book is at this point, but like I've yet to crack that book open. So like, I mean, that's the type of book I read. I was given this book called The Go-Giver, and that was an awesome book, even though it was based in fiction. But it was an awesome book. So I mean, if you can get those type of books, recommend those type of books for me, then I would appreciate that. And I would definitely add them to my collection. Gotta build up my collection, because my parental, the patriarch, he threw away all my books. I can't believe that. I had over, man, when Borders, do y'all remember Borders? When Borders went out of business, I was there almost every other day buying a book. Not just going there, I was buying a book. And on payday, I would buy a couple books. You did, until they went out of business. And I can't wait till the next bookstore goes out of business. Looking at you, Barnes and Nobles. Even though they trying to figure it out how not to go out of business. But like, yeah, man, when the bookstore go out of business, I'm telling you, I'm spending hundreds of dollars to go try to get me some books. Cause like I do rock with books like that. I do like to read. Literacy is key. Literacy is everything. You have to. There's a literacy movement that I used to be a part of for real. And now, like I said, I stopped reading, so I stopped being literate. And it just is what it is. But I can't say it is what it is. I hate saying that. It is what it is. It just seems so defeative. It just seems like you're just giving up. Like, oh yeah, well, people be punching me in the face, but it is what it is. Like, you can't do nothing about that. Yeah, I think you can. Just so stop saying that. So, yeah, I am. I'm about to do something illegal, and I don't want to speak about it and put it in the stratosphere, but just let it be known that for the next couple of hours, yeah, man. It's gonna be different for me. Got the orange juice with me, and if you know, you know. Then I'm gonna update my calendar. Got to make some phone calls. I think it's now not too late for me to make some appointments. And what else? Had a card reading yesterday. Dope friend of mine. Man, I gotta get her name right. I know her government name, but you ain't gonna get her government name unless she want to give you her government name, and I'm not going to do that. I won't be doing that to people. So yeah, I'm putting myself in a grand space, and I am trying to grow my garden, if you will. I got some excavation properties that are digging up and moving things and moving certain faculties and just getting things together. So yeah, I am on that level right now, and I just want to make sure that I am thriving. One thing that I have been told to do is to use my voice to program my computer, my brain, and I will be giving myself my own affirmations and putting them on repeat. I need some high frequency music. I guess that's what it is. I'm gonna have to look up some frequencies and try to figure out how to get that. But like, yeah, I need to frequency myself frequently and consistently so I can program my brain and while I sleep and tap into some things in my subconscious or implant some things into my subconscious that would help me benefit and help me push me forward. So yeah, that part, you dig? Man, I'm really just gonna slide off of here right quick. I just wanted to come in here and touch base, update, like I said, just to get the ball rolling. I have I got a Girl Scout meeting tomorrow. I'm going to be Girl Scouting, be Dad Scouting or Girl Scout Dad or something like that. I'm got a T-shirt coming. Like, dog, listen to me. Just trying to be interactive with my daughter. You dig? And all of my children, to be honest with you. You dig? It's always something, man. And I'm trying to just regulate everybody's emotions on top of my own. And that's why I'm going to therapy. Honestly, I'm going to be therapy just so that I can help myself, help my children, and we can thrive as a unit instead of just being victim. You don't want to just be callous to the wind. You don't want to be a plastic bag on the highway. You don't want to be a Walmart bag on the highway. You see what happens to those things. You dig? Just man, it's better to have a solid foundation than to be just carefree and lackadaisical. And that's what I'm attempting to build. Attempting to build a solid foundation for my future generation, and let that be the reason. You dig? Like, one thing that I just want to share this with y'all before I dip out. Prince has and my son's name is Prince, but I'm talking about Prince Roger Nelson, the American singer, songwriter, composer, the purple one, you dig? The artist formerly known as, who got his name back. That guy has a vault of music. I heard that he has enough music that he could release an album every year for the next 100 years. And when I read that, I thought about this. It was like, yo, he can release so much music that if and when he decides to incarnate again, he could be listening to himself play the music that he made in the past life. That's totally brand new to the world. Now, I think that's crazy. I really do. But in the same breath, like, yo, that's what it is. Like, not saying I want to have a vault. I mean, I already got a lot of music that ain't been released or whatever, but like, I want to be able to provide for my family in the same way. Like, after I'm gone, I want them to be able to say, like, yo, man, that one right there, man, he paved the way. And that's what I'm kind of building together. Like I said, taking care of myself first so I can take care of everybody else around me. And it started with my children, then my parents, then my siblings. And, I don't have no spouse or nobody like that yet, but like, I would love to take care of my spouse if I had one. I'm not even gonna say my significant other. I want a spouse, because, man, these significant others out here, people are man, listen, my dating life is, how when you see an anthill and you kick it, that's what my dating life is like. It's just like that. It's just like an anthill being kicked. And I don't got time for that. You dig? I need some warriors and everything so I can bite these legs that's being kicked. Because, like, it's stupid out here. It's real stupid. I just stay on the path. That's about it. So, look, I'm about to get up out of here because I got other things I got to do right now. And it's a little late in the afternoon. And, if you ever seen the 7 Deadly Sins, my man Escanor, after noon, things start to go downhill from there. So, yeah, I've been past my apex at this point, and I'm starting to wind down, and daddy duty's about to come up in this world. Like I said, my illegal activities are going to consume and resume in a little bit. So, I just want to make sure that I'm A-OK for the day. You dig? The NUKNOE on all the social medias. Follow me, and Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Threads, even SoundCloud, everywhere that you socialize on the media. That's where you can find the NUKNOE, the Nubian Underground King. That's me, the young man Nuke. Yes. And I appreciate y'all rocking out and listening to me for this little bit of time. If you got something to say, man, email me, text me, drop it in the comments. You know, I ain't gonna say I love to hear from you, but like, man, I just want to hear from some people. You know, like I can't say, oh, I want to love to hear from you, because like, man, some people just be saying shit, and I know that's me, but like, in the same breath, yeah, man, drop a comment, drop a follow or whatever it is. Keep in contact, you know, and we'll go from there, for real, for real. I got things in the plan. I got things in the stores. You know, I am still trying to release this music on the Bandcamp so that people can rock with that like that. And I got other projects that I'm associating myself with too. But in the same breath, man, listen. Everything, it takes money to make money, and right now I ain't making no money, you dig, other than this job. But you know, I got some prospects coming up, so we'll figure it out. Either way, yeah, I appreciate y'all listening to me rant and ramble. This has been the Family Revolution, Edutainment, Spirituality, Health, and Hip Hop all in one show. Fresh Radio, man. Like, it keeps going, it keeps moving. I'm the host, Young Man Nuke, man. Y'all be smooth. Peace.